My name is Robert.
My name is Daryl.
And we've seen Bugonia.
Today we saw Bugonia, no connection to Stankonia or AT Aliens, even though Emma Stone was on her Erykah Badu. In fact, and my bad Emma, but she was on her Michael Jackson, Pennywise, Harley Quinn, Tilda Swinton, Chihuahua, Nosferatu. So you can forgive Jesse Plemons for thinking she was extraterrestrial. To all my flat earther friends, and I know there are many of you, to all my red pill, half-baked, tin hat, Heaven's Gate, Michael Shannon and Bug, Buffalo Bill and Silence of the Lambs stands, this one's for you. And that's all I got to say about that.
This movie asked the question, is being right wrong? If Emma Stone told me to kill my mom, would I do it? Does castration lead to suicide? Do I care about the planet enough to murder? Do I have an off button? And where is it? Does my cousin love me?
And it sucks that the male G-spot is in the butthole, by the way.
That's not what
Speaking of creation theory.
That's not what I was suggesting.
Okay, well, fair enough.
So please, guys, like and subscribe.
Do it.
Join the fam. What are we called?
The Bugonians.
The Scenies.
Oh, yeah, the Cinophiles.
The Cinophiles. Let us know, Cinophiles.
We'll workshop that, because the O-Files thing is a little tough. I think everybody will agree.
Especially in this movie, because it is heavily suggested.
Good connection. Okay, folks. We saw Bugonia. We just got off a streak of doing a lot of themed movies, and we are finally free, back to breathe the regular air.
It was so funny. We're done with holiday movies, and it is snowing heavily.
Yeah.
A storm is coming.
Yeah. And it's Kwanzaa also. We're in the middle of
It's because we didn't see Jack Frost.
To break the fourth wall.
We should have seen Jack Frost.
And you ended up seeing another Michael Keaton Christmas classic that you didn't like.
The Return of Batman.
I didn't even like the way you said that, so we're not even going to get into it, because you pissed me off. You damn pissing me off.
Everybody in that movie?
No, we're literally not going to get into it, because I will get aggravated. And I'll cross the table on you like Jesse Plemons and this shit. Light spoiler warning. I know we haven't done that, and it's ridiculous to even propose that we would warn y'all about a spoiler, but for real, I like getting people into a movie without giving them too much context.
I agree with you. Look, this is a spoiler-filled podcast.
Correct.
But there's going to be new viewers all the time. So yeah. I think you're right.
Pause it right now, go watch the movie, come back, because I know you will. This shit is much shorter than the movie. Watch it 1.5 times speed. This movie, one of the biggest things about this movie, one of the tenets about it, without getting too much into all that, is conspiracy theories.
Heavy
It takes all of that kind of bubbling, very more modern and recent fascination with internet. Like I said, I mentioned a lot of just buzz terms like red pill and shit like that. Kind of mashes them all up into one unique thing.
Yeah, basically, what's our creation? What's the origin of the planet?
Right.
Or like the shape of the planet.
Some of the deeper conspiracies about, what made us, what sustains us, what is our nature. Mm-hmm. Right. We were making some distinctions earlier when we spoke about conspiracies. Like there's like political conspiracies. And unfortunately, if I'm being completely honest with you, most of those are probably right. So that's kind of boring.
And I'm watching Fallout right now, so I'm like the government and private corporations are against us.
Right. Yeah, we know Sega was responsible for 9/11. I'm more thinking about like natural stuff. Like
I think the most prominent one, especially that in this movie, is lizard people. Right?
It does.
Because they're not underground.
That's kind of what's going on
They're
here.
not underground. They're actually embedded in society.
Right? Indistinguishable from the average person.
But that's what you immediately think. And
true.
Shouts out to Emma Stone for looking just like a lizard, because...
Now, let's talk about that for just a moment. What's the origin of that idea? Do you think they cast her based on the fact she looked like...
Yeah, you look like a bug-eyed girl.
You know what I'm saying?
So let's hire you to be this lizard queen.
The movie would not have worked without her with the baldy. It's so striking.
Yeah, I think she's great cast-wise because of the bug eyes. The movie starts off with bees, so you think about the hive mind stuff, and they explain all that. So I think, and she ends up, spoiler alert, she ends up being categorized or being told that she's the queen. And you end up finding out, she's the queen.
Right, it's speculated that she is,
So I think a buggy-eyed person and the bald kind of emphasized her eyes even more.
Right.
So I think they were going with ants. They were going with Bug's Life aesthetic. And I think they crushed it with her.
So what is one of your conspiracies then? What's one of your favorite, what's a conspiracy that compelled you in your lifetime? Something...
My favorite conspiracy that is not a real conspiracy...
Go on.
...is the Zoolander conspiracy, where they're all male models planted, and they're actually spies and assassins.
Oh, interesting.
That is one of my favorite movie conspiracies, I think, of all time.
Interesting.
Very
Are you
silly.
suggesting that there's a real life conspiracy about that? Or are you just saying that that's the plot of the movie?
Well, I
Zoolander?
think, well, they're all like spies, right? They get
In the movie.
that they get activated.
Yeah.
That's
I
a
thought
real
for a moment-
conspiracy.
In real life?
Yeah, in real life, like Russian spies.
Oh, sure.
I guess the mind control thing is a little bit.
Well, the concept
extra.
of male models specifically being spies.
Not that.
I thought you were suggesting that was a real conspiracy. I'm like, where have I been?
I was even
That's
going
hilarious.
more broad.
Got you.
But I think the male model thing came from like vixens and like the sexy assassin,
Like the James Bond girls.
but doing like a funny thing on it, and
Octopussy.
it just being like a male
Sure.
model instead.
That's very
I think that was
interesting.
like the joke that they were doing.
That's
on top
very
of the
interesting.
joke that they were doing. On top of the joke that they were doing.
Right. I always
Like
like that
Taylor
we're
Swift.
like in the dream of like a scorpion or something like that, and we're just, hard light.
Christmas.
Yeah.
I love that they implied that Whoville is in a snowflake. I'm a big fan, and if we're in a snow globe,
You love just the physics of that.
yeah, because what if we're like in something like a snow
Right.
globe, like we're just like a society inside.
Oh,
like
well, that's a
snow globe.
perfect segue to
Like
my
that
next
type of
question.
stuff. I really like it.
What is your actual, and it's funny, this is another instance where we're friends and we maybe have spoken about this, maybe, but I couldn't actually answer this question for you.
Tell me.
What is your actual creation theory, as far as you know, as far as you believe?
The Big Bang is a pretty good one. Creation theory, the one that I want to believe.
Sure. This movie lays out one that we won't get into at this very moment, but it's a basic plot line, or rather a trajectory of the growth of the human race specifically. You know what I'm saying?
I really
The expansion of the human race.
I like the Assassin's Creed one, which is basically Atlantis, which is just like a huge society.
Gotcha.
Kind of
Advanced society that predated us.
engineered us, kind of, and
Right.
we ended up like rebelling against them,
Right.
and then taking over from there,
Right.
which is very parallel to this movie. Not exactly, because in this movie they don't win, but the humans don't win.
Right.
The humans are slaves.
I'm open to all that kind of stuff. I read a lot of comics, so I like the idea of like just a simple idea of an advanced race coming down, like Metron from DC Comics, and just putting a little flame in front of a group of cavemen and just giving them that little kernel, and then watching them from afar. This movie does a little more with that, but I think, look, we have enough to believe that there's a very big possibility of some advance helping, some nudging from a.
I'd rather that. That's more.
Sure.
That's more logical, and I can take
Than
that-
random?
Yeah, I could take that in. Then the Big Bang just being random, like just molecules bumping into each other. and then
Entropy just
creating,
being
a
this like
chemical
random
reaction.
ball rolling down a hill that gets bigger and bigger and bigger until eventually it will, shatter and shit like that.
But I do like being made out of sand or clay or whatever the hell it is. Well, clay. I'm
Clay?
thinking of
Clay,
the
yeah.
Jews.
Oh, correct.
Yeah.
Eve was a rib.
Eve was. How do you feel about man being made first, but women are the creators? Isn't that interesting? What's that about?
There's a lot. Well, we're just talking Judeo-Christian.
Yeah.
The whole Hindu thing is a thing to get into that I wish I can. I wish I could with confidence right now, but I won't. Even though you look like Jamiroquai. All right, y'all. Bugonia, we loved it. We're gonna get into the nitty gritty in a moment.
Ants too. I really like this movie.
Same.
I enjoyed this movie way more than I thought I was going to enjoy.
Yeah, I was ready to
movie.
dislike it because the homie was talking about it way too much. If I'm being completely honest with you.
It's just like some movies come and you enjoy the actors that are in it. It seems interesting to you, but then it just passes on and goes, and you forget about it. Other things come up.
I feel the same way.
And that was this movie. So when you suggested it today, among a big list of
He
movies,
vetoed every single one of them.
I said,
Some
"Boo,
good ones too. Some that we'll probably end up seeing too. This motherfucker.
K-pop Demon Hunter."
That was for your sake.
For me,
This guy likes cooking his own meat at a restaurant.
For
Come on, let's
me?
not get sidetracked yet.
that's Korean.
It's a perfect example for
This
this movie.
movie has the lunar eclipse in it. Lunar New Year. That's the connection I'm making.
There's another
here.
connection. The connection I'm making is that I was thinking of, look, and I get it. A lot of people are like, dude, are you ever gonna watch a movie that came out recently, for Christ's sake? And you know what? That's a reasonable question to ask. Now the answer is sometimes.
You don't want to. First of all,
We want to watch what we want to watch, but I did want to watch this anyway. I had every intention of watching this.
to start this podcast in 2025.
Oh, he in his
and
bag.
I want
He in his
you
bag.
to guess how many movies have come out by 2025. Guess. Guess.
He's gonna wait until you answer, so you might as well.
Answer. Comment.
Live chat. We're gonna do this one live again. And we'll see.
and subscribe.
No, we did one battle after. We enjoy movies. We like getting together, bro. It's hard to make these things happen with the schedule. Am I right?
And it's your fault.
We like this one.
But good transition, good segue to the movie, because doing right was doing wrong.
Please extrapolate that for me.
The whole movie we're following this conspiracy guy, right?
Yeah.
And we
Unhinged.
think he's out of his mind.
Totally.
Castrates his cousin.
Chemically castrates him. That shit was so sad. Very early on, too.
Castrate himself, suggested, but definitely happened.
Definitely happened.
Kidnaps a woman. Murders multiple people.
Yeah.
But he was doing it for the planet. And he was correct in what his theories were.
That's the long and short of it before we get into the particulars. We already give you the spoiler warning. This guy has the most insane Looney Tunes conspiracies of all time. The craziest of the craziest. He goes about it in a way where you're scared of, like, in your brain, conspiracy theory guys, left unchecked, will reach this place, this conclusion. And he does it, but he's right.
I think the actor, what's his name? Jesse Plemons. He does a really, really good job.
Incredible, dude.
With the dialogue, because it goes from being like, ha ha ha, lighthearted, this guy is insane, but like casual, like this guy's crazy.
Yeah.
To real dark, where like I started feeling uncomfortable. You start feeling uncomfortable.
Absolutely.
With what's going on.
Yeah.
Especially because you feel like his cousin has autism. So you feel like he's taking advantage of this guy.
He totally is.
The whole time.
He's just stringing him along. He needs somebody to help him, essentially. And somebody who's going to meet him with not a lot of resistance when it comes to these crazy theories. And the lengths that he's gone to do them. I mean, again, Jesse Plemons, I just got to shout out the homie. He's always been, ever since Breaking Bad, ever since Like Mike, if I'm being honest.
I don't remember Like Mike like that. Shouts out Bow Wow?
Shouts out Bow Wow.
Shouts out Bow Wow.
No, but seriously, Breaking Bad. That's also the benchmark too of a character
Another
he plays.
Creepy motherfucker.
But the way he plays it, which is so dry and but
dragging lines. This guy had so many lines and he was still dragging the lines.
But it's awkward because he delivers it in such a way that you feel a small empathy for how lost he is. In his sociopathy or whatever's going on with him.
That's why he's such a good actor, because he invested trying to be like this type of guy.
He's like this kind of guy, yeah. He lost a lot of weight.
Because physically, that's exactly what I was about to say.
Yeah.
Physically, and his hair was greasy as hell. For me, it was all about the hair.
Long and crazy.
Greasy it was.
And the particular, he's got like this weird like strawberry blonde shit going on, where it just looks crazy and fiery and urgent. It just makes him look more scary. I can't explain it.
No,
you know what I mean?
No, it looks disordered.
Yeah.
But it's funny because he's such a... You end up, as the movie like transpires and you end up finding like the conclusion, he's a pretty orderly dude.
Sure.
He was Dr. Frankenstein in that secret room.
I'm so happy you said that.
Like, that's what he was doing.
Because I was calling his cousin Igor this whole movie. As soon as I realized what was going on, I'm like, oh, this is Igor.
And he was.
He was Igor. R.I.P.
It was literally like a mad scientist, like, figuring something out and being like, yes.
And you ask yourself, if you were in that position, and I'm sure, without even having to fear answering for you, would you find yourself in this position? In other words, if you did discover something that has irrefutable evidence,
because of the end, I think anybody would. Because I think it's really easy for somebody, once they believe what they're saying is true, they get stuck there.
That's one part, right? And then you go to the fact that you eventually find out that he has actually captured a shit ton of people.
Multiple people.
And confirmed that he's right.
And I love the way that they did this, because it was just dropping hits in the dialogue. Not really hints. He was saying it like bluntly.
But you assume his credibility is shot.
Yeah, his credibility is shot. But in the audience, you're just like, wait, he's done this before? And then, it gives little bread trails in the dialogue of him just saying to Emma Stone weird things where you're just like, wait, what the hell?
And Emma Stone is constantly in a position, having been kidnapped, of being like, well, I'm not a fucking alien, so I'm just going to have to try to out-crazy him and outsmart him in just general human logic. And she kept being so good about it that at least for me, I'm like, you would think this is me talking to a conspiracy theorist. This is how I would want to handle it in terms of fact recall, emotional control. You know what I mean? And things like that. So you're like, okay, I'm convinced he's crazy.
No,
she's a human.
It works because of her personality, having the alpha female type personality.
Yeah.
Because you feel like in those situations, the way that she was acting was actually logical.
Right.
Because any other type personality wouldn't act in that, like, wouldn't act like that. They'll be terrified. They'll be scared.
She was so like, what the fuck are you saying?
Yeah,
Like,
so you believe it because
Yeah.
like she's introduced as like an executive person. But when in retrospect, when you rewatch those scenes, nobody would act like that after being kidnapped, shaven. The way that she touched her hair.
I don't know that's true.
I think if somebody shaved your head and you were chained to a bed, I don't think
there's no argument that I don't know what I would do in that situation.
Like, what the fuck is happening?
But I
here?
think that's what's good about a scene like this is you're always like, no one knows what they would be like until they're in that situation. To me, it was so unbelievably human the way she reacted to what he was saying that I agreed with her.
I feel like it should have been more. I feel like that was a slight hint to us that something was slightly off. That her behavior.
Here's why. What they're saying
but
is...
only in retrospect. Like,
let me tell you why.
While watching it, I was like, I felt exactly how you felt.
But here's why I bought into it.
Cool
because this is already a part of what this real world thinks about when they think about billionaires. When they think about a Jeff Bezos or an Elon Musk.
Yeah.
Or the reptilian theory you're talking about. Is that these people are fucking weird because they're actually aliens. So it kind of checks in because they do act weird. They do have a disconnect with humanity. You know, and she does. She has that weird shit where she's just like, I know I need to tell my coworkers they can leave early, but I also don't want them to.
Yeah.
So I want to give them a conflicting message that makes them basically just stay and work.
Yeah, every time she was like in executive mode, like even in the flashback when she was talking to him holding his balloon mom.
Right.
She was saying like, we are going to compensate you financially, but it isn't our fault. We actually should continue these studies. We could stop these studies, but we should continue these studies.
In other words, realistic.
Yeah, it was really
That's what I'm saying. Like, those guys act weird, and that's the premise that it's playing on.
Yeah.
And it's not until the very, very end of you saying, is it real, is it not, is it real, is it not?
When they finally got you convinced, the movie's over.
Once you're finally convinced this is an ordinary thing.
He dies.
I do want to say too, this is a minor note, and I don't give a shit because it was in service of something cooler. He blows up in that closet.
He does.
His head clean, perfectly off, and then beautifully headbutts Emma Stone. I would kill to be in the mind of the writer.
He was the chief executive for The Onion.
That's fantastic.
Very funny.
Makes a lot of sense.
It's a dark comedy.
It played out like an Onion movie.
Yeah. You know what I was upset
Onion.
about while doing research about this?
What's that?
We stole from the Japanese again.
Whitewash. No wonder she looked like Tilda Swinton and Doctor Strange.
This movie is a remake. I didn't know this movie.
Is it actually?
Yes.
Oh, damn it. Wait, don't say we. I'm going to say why. Yorgos Lanthimos? I really do love him and his work. I'm going to cut that out if that's not his name. I'm going to cut the name part of it out and keep me saying that I like him. No, because I really do. I love...
Yorgos Lamborghini.
Hilarious. I love, seriously, The Lobster. And whether or not we see it together, you should check that out. Great movie. Killing of a Sacred Deer. So whatever he does, I'm going to be interested in. He's always using a fun, weird, dystopic premise for a movie.
And you know what?
Playing it very human.
You know what he used? Grand music. I told you when I was watching this movie, I felt Star Wars even before I knew it was an alien movie. Even before I knew that it was like a thing going into it.
I of course questioned it because it's getting to this point where we see so many movies that patterns are just clumping together.
All the shots of Emma Stone in the beginning, it felt like Star Wars because of the theme that was behind her.
And also she wears that the red light therapy mask, which is also super very Star Wars right there.
And then it becomes a space movie.
And I was telling you that, and I think this is true, these big, huge movies, especially in the sci-fi realm, have informed every sci-fi and every creator to this day that it's not a mistake anymore when you see the blue syringe, and I'm like, oh, Terminator 2. You know, like these things are like typically deliberate and homages, and I fuck with that. I like giving the little nod to...
No, you should. I mean, Star Wars is such a big part of pop culture in America. Like, you have anything like Star Warsy, even though their spaceship would look vibratory or jellyfishy, combination of both.
It was interesting. It was
Spaceball-y.
unique. It was unique.
It was Spaceball-y.
Spaceballs are great. So
that's what it reminded me
Maybe this movie was more Spaceballs than Star Wars. Just real quick, Jerskin Fendrix was the homie who scored this movie. Homie or homiette.
And the notes that he was given for the score, which I felt were he wanted.
This guy did research.
Yeah, the only notes that he ended up doing, which I thought were really interesting, was that he the only notes that was his Yorgos
Yes.
Gave to the composer was I wanted to sound like bees basement and spaceship.
Nailed the assignment.
He wasn't given any of the footage or anything. He was
There
just
was
given
so
those
much
words.
drama, and I think about, I was just watching Spartacus, like that kind of thing, epic. Where like a scene, the gravity,
epic.
the emotional gravity of the
Grand.
scene is such, even though you're just in some dingy apartment, a house rather, or some basement, like really arresting.
No, yeah.
And
the scene where
appropriate.
he's just yelling in his car and bugging out because he
Yeah.
almost killed her.
It's interesting to note about the beast thing. I love it because that's easily achieved. It's just violins kind of being like stuttery.
I truly think one of my favorite scenes, and it's because it kind of circled around to the whole bee thing, because bees are throughout the whole movie, was when she's getting electrocuted, when she's in the electric chair and she's getting tortured, she's getting like shock torture. The lights,
Death row.
the lights start buzzing and they sound like bees.
Oh yeah, I remember you
And
saying that.
I for whatever reason, I loved everything about
Yeah.
that. I was like,
That was going kinda hard.
amazing. And then you find out that she's queen bee, and I'm just like, oh, this is great.
That's a good segue. I just thought to myself, you know what? I've always liked beekeepers, and I think that's a job that I could see myself in another life.
Have you ever
doing that.
watched
For real.
videos of people having to destroy their walls because a whole colony
Yeah.
is living inside
Ironically,
their house?
that skeeves me out.
Does,
But being a beekeeper in this situation, like in a
does a bunch
you
of
have a farm.
holes skeeve you out? Like, does this skeeve you
Yeah, I
out?
have that thing. Quick thing that it also reminded me of, and I think you'll agree, Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
What was that?
I got censored.
Don was Bubba, Igor, all the names. Mm-hmm. The Shoddy, like, if they gave him a chainsaw, it would have been
Shoddy.
right on it.
We just saw that, and it was a similar thing where the captive woman was trying to convince the sort of, dim-witted? What is the word I'm looking for here? That's definitely not it.
Then what it is it?
Okay, we're going with dim-witted. But that's the part that I mean. The only problem is that he couldn't get horny. She couldn't
get
use
up.
her sexuality.
He couldn't get up. But you know what's interesting is she didn't really use her sexuality at all.
She couldn't.
Well, she couldn't, but I wonder...
Because it wouldn't have worked. They already foresaw that issue.
I guess they established to the audience that anything sexual was not going to happen because they're both castrated.
He literally said it, yeah.
Yeah, because in retrospect, thinking about all his decisions, because while watching it without knowing the ending, all his decisions are fucked.
Erratic,
You're just
rash,
like, why are you doing this to yourself? Why are you
Definitely
doing
to
this
your poor
to your
cousin.
Why are you doing this to even the people that you're around, right?
Yeah,
Because
totally.
he ends up killing the worst actor,
Stavros, damn. He couldn't even get his name right. That's how bad he thought he was in this. Yo, shout out to Stavros. I'm not just kissing ass because he's famous. He did okay. He was funny.
Let me on your mic.
Look, you can't trust a person who doesn't like Batman Returns. So look, he did his little thing. He did his little thing.
Yeah, I did.
R.I.P. to him.
But he dies, tragically.
But what was the point of you saying that?
Oh, he's a bad actor. But I think it was responding to something that you were saying.
I'm sure it was. How about, just another quick thing. A little Matrix reference, and that's a good Easter egg. Also, Pluribus. Y'all gotta watch Pluribus. If you haven't seen it, without telling you why this movie gave me Pluribus vibes, it definitely did. Not in anything super specific, but in some key things that it deals with, including paranoia. If you know, you know, and if you don't, please figure it out.
So it's definitely Stavros. It's definitely one of my cons in this movie.
Okay, fair enough.
They could have got any comedian, and it would have been the same.
I don't agree.
Any comedian, and it would have been the same.
I don't agree. Nobody could have fit the physical type for this.
Nobody's shaped like that on this planet besides him.
Exactly my point. The reason he's great in this movie is because he looks so funny in this movie. He's poured into that poor cop outfit. Oh, now you look like the homie from Harry Potter, from the first one. The professor that has Voldemort on the back of it.
Give me a con, because I haven't heard a
Okay,
con from
fair,
you.
fair.
But another con for me besides Stavros, I did not enjoy the symbolic flashbacks of explaining that his mom died. I don't think the movie needed that.
Okay, I really love those scenes.
And if I feel like maybe one more scene would have felt like a good payoff of those scenes.
Okay.
But I feel like the two scenes that we got...
You know what I'm realizing? I think you
didn't
have an
care.
issue with ambiguity, and I understand that because I think that's a common thing. If you're just watching a movie to have a good time, if something is too ambiguous, it can be a little annoying.
I just feel like...
And there's something else you said about the movie earlier that made me think that too.
it should be a reoccurring thing, not just like, let's splash this scene.
It didn't
with
feel that
this-
way to me.
With this type of
Those scenes felt so important.
artistry.
And I was okay with them just being two of them.
They did
Because
not
the
feel-
first one, you're
they
not
felt
sure.
important only because that you're gaining some type of background on the mother's death. But I felt like that could have been done anyway.
It's more than
metaphorical.
that. It's showing that how his brain works. How
Does it though?
I think so. That's why I'm saying so. It shows like that there's another world sort of in his mind, and this is what it looks like. This is a memory, but it's not even an accurate memory because she obviously wasn't floating in the air. The first one gives you the idea that maybe it's not real. The second one confirms it.
I just feel like it wasn't necessary.
We're talking about art. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I felt like it couldn't match the theme of the rest of the film. Just because
I thought it did.
Just because the end of the film is super like sci-fi and alien, I don't feel like it's actually separate.
I'm arguing
from the rest
that
of
the
it.
reason you were not sure until the end about what was real or not is because of those scenes. Because it takes you off of your axis.
I don't
a
think
little
so.
bit.
I think the dialogue in the film throughout the whole thing kind of like going back and forth of believing him or not. I don't think those scenes definitely assist because of the abstractness and the metaphor of like, okay,
They give you an idea that it might ultimately be supernatural or something else or extraterrestrial. My only con I would say, homie, is even though I really enjoyed the movie and I wouldn't call this a con, but there are a couple scenes dialogue heavy that I would have maybe trimmed a little bit.
He had so much dialogue.
You know, and not just him speaking, but just like some of the scenes with her. I realized because we had connection issues that the scene where Stavros shows up to his house.
It's because of Stavros, by the way. That's why you don't like the scene.
And actually shows up and has that whole interaction. It's like 12 minutes before they even, like the cake is even cut or something like that. In other words, him driving up to the house, getting out, going inside. Now, I'm okay with that. I think Pluribus is like that. I like a good exploration of that. But if we're talking about sustaining my interest, I lost it in a couple of those scenes of dialogue or just a little bit dragging that part out. Only a couple of those. I don't know.
But you know what it is? This is truly what it is. I just felt like it didn't fall into the aesthetic theme of the film.
Okay.
And it
you felt like it was awkward. It stuck out.
It felt like, they both stick out. I would have felt the same way about the film.
Okay,
I don't think
enough.
it would have added anything to it. That's my only con.
Fair enough.
While The Cell, it has like those abstract, crazy scenes because you're literally plugged into the fucking Matrix.
Yeah, it's built into the premise a little more.
Yeah.
This was to me an abstract choice on the director's part, on the writer's part.
Especially when you find out that he's right anyway.
But this is the bottom line. This is the difference between Robert and Darren, especially in these kind of things. Those are the things that I enjoy in a movie.
Yeah.
Not being spoon-fed. We spoke about this too, and this is just down to taste. At the end of the movie, you get a scene in the language of these alien people.
I hated it.
And we're like, okay, either there are subtitles and we just didn't press a thing, or there are just no subtitles. There are no subtitles.
No subtitles.
So the director and writer, they decided and they have to now give you a scene that you understand without understanding what they're saying. In my opinion, they did a fantastic job of that. To me, it doesn't make a fucking difference. We know what happened. We know what they were going to be speaking about, what they did speak about, and ultimately we were right. They decided to end the human race.
Yeah.
And so we got that in a way that was like, okay, they had to make a whole language of it.
They made a
and
whole
if they make you read the thing, and maybe it's how I feel about subtitles too. If they make you read it, now you're not looking at it.
I like subtitles.
So that's
How do you like anime?
But that's where it comes down to taste.
Let's score. What is it getting? The first thing that came out of my head, I didn't even think about this. The first thing that came out of my head,
I like that. Follow your gut.
7 out of 10. I don't know if I would suggest this movie to other people, but I do think it's a good movie. If I just met somebody, this isn't a movie I'm going to bring up.
Got you.
Especially because Save the Green Planet is the original movie, and I think I want to watch that one.
Inconvenient Truth. That's the Al Gore documentary. It's got nothing to do with anything. I am going to give it an 8-1.
8-1?
8.1. In that it was a fun watch. I like a good movie that is just worth watching without getting too into the details. Like you can enjoy it without needing to. But when you do, it's very rewarding. The shooting was incredible. A lot of shots. Like when they're in the basement, but you have the stairs and the red light and you still see them interrogating her in the basement from just a little vantage right there. Shit like that was so ill. The way it starts with the bees pollinating the flowers, I was in love with that too. The colors of it. The acting was incredible. The curse, Emma Stone is in everything you can name. And rather than be tired by her in this movie, I thought she did a phenomenal job. Well, we appreciate you letting us bug on you about Bugonia. We love y'all. Catch us on the flip side.
Peace.